Okay, so this is a Vernon Dual 8 from the Hudson Photographic Industries Incorporated. It has to do with photography and all that, but I found it. I tried plugging it up. It does not work well, and there may be part of the reason why is the wiring there. And it looks fairly old, and I know normally you can put things on eBay and you know, and sell things, but I only like putting things on eBay if I'm sure that they work and work well. So I can't tell with this one, so I'm taking it apart. If I can figure out how to take it apart, that'll be of interest to see as well. Anyhow, welcome to my bunker, where I fidget with things and fiddle with things. Sometimes find interesting things to take apart. Let me cut this, get it out of my way. And I like scrapping things. I was paid pretty good money while I was in the Army to tear things apart as an infantryman, and it appears I still like doing that. But we're gonna see what we can do with this thing. All right, try these. Now you can tell this is, none of this is rehearsed. And nor do I know what I'm doing with this thing. See if there's another way, another method. There we go. Overthought it. A pretty simple mechanism, it looks like. This is a plastic shell, so it's going to go to the trash. But it does have a transformer. And, we're going to take that off. Of course, you can use this as a guide if you're somebody who's interested in these kind of things, of how to take them apart without destroying them. That's not my interest on this. That's a transformer. It's going to have copper in there, guarantee. You can see where it's going to be coiled there, and it's got all the paper stuff around it. But there is copper down in there. I'm just not going to take the time to take all that copper off of it. Well, that'll go in my transformer copper bearing bucket. And then we have this stuff. Let's see if we can figure out how to get this stuff apart. There's a little itty bitty screws on that. That's a Phillips. A small Phillips. Let's see if I can. There we go. There may not be any need to take that off. It's just part of that. Nope, none whatsoever. Although, no need for that. I have a niece and nephew that kind of like some of the optical things that I happen across in my journey. Some from TVs and such. This thing appears to have some brass in it, and like there's a little bit of brass right there. If I can get that off. Yep, that's brass. And then there's This is cast aluminum, but the question is going to be is getting this stuff disconnected from it to kind of clean it up some. And there's brass tip on there. I'll cut that later. To figure out how to get these things off of here. I might need to switch to some other directions here. There's that one. There's a little one there. 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 Let's see what's behind that. If anything. If that was in better condition, I'd actually try to sell that on eBay. And that's wonderful. I sent it to the wrong bucket anyway. Might have to change my perspective on where my phone is so I can kind of see if what you guys see and what I'm looking at is the same thing. All right. Let's see if I can get that apart out of there. Not so much, it seems. Okay, let's try these things. Oh, wait. Little screws down there that a flathead will work on. But this is my first attempt at doing something. Scrapping is a hobby of mine. It's something that gives me peace. That's why my channel is going to be a piece of scrap. Well, it has to do with you know, just understanding of where I am in the world too. You know, I'm just a dude in the world. Nobody important. No one of any great consequence. I don't want to ever believe that I've given myself an overinflated sense of ego. I get entertained by ego every now and again. Other people with ego. When I went to college, actually not long ago, I graduated college when I was in my late 40s. Got a business degree and promptly didn't do anything with it because I was retired. I enjoyed being retired. And but I was in one of my classes, and one of my teachers, you know, at the beginning of the class, the teachers always want you to introduce yourself and, you know, tell something a little bit about yourself, that kind of thing, and something that makes you stand out. Well, I was 45 years old in class, and so I said the thing that made me stand out was that fact. And but my words exactly were, when I was asked to describe myself, was I said my name, and then I said I'm the old fat guy in the classroom. And the teacher was bothered by that, and She says, "You can't say that." I said, "Say what? That I'm older or that I'm fat?" And she says, "You are not fat." I said, "Look at me. I am." And, you know, truth is true. Whether you want to go along with it or not. And indeed, I am overweight. Not as much as I was at the beginning of the year, but I am overweight. And let's see. I may have stripped that. Let's see if we can pop that off, maybe. Ah, what do you know? That's a little piece of brass too. Yep, didn't stick, slid on it. And then, so I'm okay with being exactly of where with my place in life. I've gotten to do some pretty cool things in my life, and I don't have to give myself an inflated sense of ego for anybody's approval, much less my own. And so getting her approval for that particular thing I didn't feel was necessary. I was fat, still am, you know, just working on it. And it's got one of those little retainers around it, and I don't know if I've got the ability to get that stupid thing off. Or even the patience. And I don't really have to try. My yard would takes cast aluminum just like this, but I at least like to give a good try to get things close to right. There we go. Got that one off. Let's see if we can figure this other thing out here. Oh, yep, that's got a retainer on it too. And anyhow, this so it's, you know, that, again, retired, went to school to see if I could be a good student. I was such a terrible high school student. I didn't apply myself, but I didn't try. It's not that I didn't apply. I was applying myself to the wrong things. But I just didn't try. Not very much at all. And so I wanted to see if I could be a good student. Let's see if this will come out. It will come out, and I'll smash my finger in the process. All right. And then I'm going to try those things. Actually, I'm going to see if they, by chance, might be aluminum. Oh, they are not aluminum. All right. So I'm going to try to take this thing apart. I'm out here. I'm surprised I don't curse more than I do. I smash my fingers quite a bit out here. Doing things that I probably ought not to, or in ways that I ought not to do them. But that's all right. It is a question of I think just being a little learning perseverance on things, on life in general. Let me see. So my vision's not what it once was. and things that I think are right. The right sizes or thinness or whatever are not necessarily that so. And I don't think I have a screwdriver. Oh, there we go. Maybe. That'll fit this thing. Will it fit it well enough? And there went a piece of brass somewhere. I'll try to find it later. All right. And let's see. Is this going to work? Like I said, my scrapyard that I go to will take this as cast aluminum as it is right now. They're not that picky. And again, I just like to try. You know, that's a piece of plastic, so I can probably pop that off. I know they are, like most scrap yards, I think they'll take advantage of me in some ways, but and I'll take advantage of them in some ways too. But I don't want to overdo it. Let's see what all is and is not metal there. That piece is ferrous. I should make sure I clarify that. But I don't have the right tool. I don't know what tool I would actually use for this particular job. Well, there you go. I broke off a piece of the cast aluminum. And let's see if I can fit that in through there. All right. I've got a set of wire cutters, another pair around here somewhere that I prefer to use for doing this kind of job. That's my better pair that I'm using right there. All right. And I don't know how to... That little bolt looks like it might actually be brass. Coated brass somehow. All right. It's got a pin in there, a retaining pin. See if I can... Whoa, what do you know? And that is either... I'm gonna have to do a scratch test on that. That's either all brass. All right, that's all aluminum there. And this little guy, let me get a file. He is either all brass or all aluminum. And there's yellowish in there. That's brass. All right, so this remains to be the small bit of metal, ferrous metal, that remains. Where did that screwdriver go? But you know what? I bet my iFixit kit has a blade thin enough. Let's try this guy. One of my kids bought that iFixit kit for me, and I love it. And what do you know? Get the right tool for the right job, things work out. Let's see if that's ferrous or not. It is not ferrous. It's aluminum. All right. That remains. Well, I've got a screwdriver here. Let's see if it'll do for this. What do you know? It will, it will. And how did I take the last one? There we go. That little retaining pin. I know I get silent on those. I get focused on it. And anyhow, there comes that retaining pin. And that all appears to be brass too. Where's my file? Or aluminum. That is aluminum. That is brass. I may try to cut that off later. All right, but that is definitely cast aluminum. Can kind of tell. Oh, still got to get these things. All right, let me put my iFixit stuff back together and store it. I don't want to lose any of those pieces because they're invaluable. All right, let's see if I can get this thing off. If not, like I said, they'll take it like it is. Just want to try to do a decent job on it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get a wrench on it. Let's see if that'll do it. Fairly sure it will. Just got to get one that's the right size. Which one of my issues would, I get so focused on doing things that I get carried away on things and I knock things off. And so a lot of my stuff is missing pieces here and there. But in the life of a scrapper, sometimes you find things that work. They just work. And you make do. Let's see. Like I just found this the other day. That might work there. Might be a little big, but let's see. seems to be working slowly. Of course, I've got a deep well socket on it, and I think maybe that's taking some stability away. Let's see if I can get another socket on it. It's a little, and I should have paid attention to the size. That was a 1/2 inch. And that's my metric side. Let's go a smaller one, slightly smaller one, see if that helps. Slightly smaller is too small. So maybe it's a metric. Let's see how this 1/2 inch works on it here. And it appears to be doing fine. I have adapters. I guess I could have put it on my drill. Make that go faster. How about we do that? And let's see, which one is that? That's that one. And where is my, there it is. Fit this in here and we'll be cooking. Matters when you have the right tool for the right job. That's cast aluminum, and so is that. And I think that's pretty near the end of this scrap. Let's see. Yep, it is, other than me just straightening things up and trying to put things back where they belong to get ready for other scraps. But anyhow, this was my takedown of the, oh, and I tossed a piece in there that said exactly what it is. Of the, well, I thought I tossed it in there. I did. I tossed it in the wrong spot. Tossed it in my brass bucket. Ugh. Instead of aluminum. But it is the Vernon Dual 8 Hudson Photographic Industries Incorporated. It's a thing to view photographs or slides. I looked it up and that's exactly what it was. But it tells you how you were supposed to load the film and focus and all that stuff. And but it wasn't functioning at all. Like I tried to get some power to it and it would not, it just won't working. And so I said, well, you know what? I'll take her apart, see what we can get for scrap. And with that, I think we're done. I just hope that you know, the Lord blesses you and keeps you and shines his face upon you and gives you peace. Amen.